Good morning, everybody. I'm going to start us off just for the sake of everyone's time. There are still people joining, but we can kick off so long. I'm just cognizant of everyone's time. So by way of introduction, my name is Calvin Wright. I'm the product manager for Balbix at TRINEXIA. Before we begin, please feel free to put any of the questions in the Q&A section or in the chat box during the webinar, as we will answer them towards the end of the presentation if time permits. A quick intro to who we are. TRINEXIA is a pan-EMEA specialty value-added distributor and a leader in providing the most trusted solutions within the cybersecurity and digital forensics space. We're a pure-play provider of cybersecurity and digital forensic solutions to both public and private sector enterprises. Today, we're excited to collaborate with one of our leading vendors, Balbix. Balbix enables organizations to quantify and quickly burn down their cyber risk. Their AI platform provides cybersecurity teams with comprehensive visibility into their attack surface, cyber risk quantified in dollars, and actionable next best steps to reduce risk. Because of Balbix's ability to analyze materiality and control effectiveness in a data-driven manner, they can help companies meet the new SEC cybersecurity disclosure requirements and justify security programs ROIs to their boards. On behalf of Balbix, we have with us today Sandeep Puri, who heads up the sales organizations for EMEA and Asia regions. He has over 25 years experience within the industry and has worked for some of the biggest security vendors. These include organizations such as IBM, Symantec, Blue Coat Systems, and has held numerous senior sales leadership roles during his tenure. Along with Sandeep, we have Bala, who heads up the solutions engineering and customer success teams for the Asia and MEA regions. He's a highly skilled individual, both as an architect, account manager, and alliance leader, and has worked for various leading businesses such as Micro Focus, NetScout, and Attachmate. With that, I'd like to hand over to Sandeep and Bala.
Thanks for the introductions. Hi, this is Sandeep Puri. A warm welcome to you all. Thank you all for taking time out for this webinar, which is jointly hosted by Balbix and TRINEXIA. Balbix is at an intersection of three major trends that are going across in the world today, which is AI, data, and security. And what we do is we combine all these three major things and come up with a solution that helps enterprises reduce their cyber risk significantly using AI. So, as mentioned earlier, Balbix is an AI-powered cyber risk management platform that is helping or that enables organizations quantify and quickly burn down their cyber risk significantly. We give security leaders and security teams a comprehensive and continuous visibility into their entire attack surface, help them quantify and quickly burn down their cyber risk by providing actionable next best steps. So if you look at Balbix at a global level, we are really creating, we are really redefining this cyber risk management marketplace. We are a global organization with headquarters in US, presence across 9 countries, and we have customers across all major verticals, be it manufacturing, be it telco or banking. And we are backed by a lot of investors, major being JC Ventures and Mubadala, which is a Middle East investor. We are really on the cusp of redefining the cyber risk quantification of cyber risk management marketplace. And we are helping our customers in a big way, growing leaps and bounds. And we really are focusing big time on the Middle East region as part of our next steps to build up the region. We have partnered with TRINEXIA. And today I have with me Bala Chaube, who is our technical director, system engineering, and he'll be talking about how we use AI capabilities and how we really help customers burn down their cyber risk significantly. And he'll be also doing a small demonstration on our products. So talking about what analysts are talking about Balbix, I would just like to mention NVIDIA GTC conference that happened a couple of weeks back in the US. We were rated as the top 21 hottest startups on AI, which is a big, big achievement. And we are the only cybersecurity vendor to figure in that list. So that's huge. So I'll just request Bala now to talk more about Balbix and how we help our customers. Bala.
Thanks, thanks, Sandeep. So let me, take you through, what was why did the Balbix came out with this particular platform? What have you been hearing in the market? Today, almost every organization is a digital organization because we have been using the digital way of doing the business, providing the services to our customer. And because it is a digital, everything being delivered through the digital, and the businesses having a huge dependency on the business on the digital side, security is becoming one of the most paramount, need for the organizations to make sure that they are securing it enough, because either they will be having a direct impact on the business, or for some organizations, even the existence itself is questioned because if they don't focus on the security. So when we went ahead, when we have been discussed with our customers, with the prospects, there are four things that came out to be the critical things when they look at the security. Number one is they feel like they have a huge, number of vulnerabilities, risk issues that are identified, but they don't know where do they need to start, where they should be starting, which one they should be starting to address first to make sure that the business is not affected because of those risk issues when they see it in the network. So which means prioritization is actually one of the most critical things that they've been looking for, so that they can burn down the risk faster, they can have their business least impacted because of those issues. Second, it is not only the organizations, but even the regulators are coming up and they are having providing their view and driving the security as one of the critical things from their driving it from the security perspective. Because if you see, most of the regulations are coming up to how you can go and secure your material assets or the critical assets better. These regulations can be DORA, TSA, or the SEC regulations, and also every country is coming up with their own regulations. So even the regulators are coming out and creating those regulations for having the security and address those, how do you go and manage your most critical assets. Third thing, when we go and discuss with the management, or when we discuss with the board, and when the organizations are looking at how do they approach, how do they go and present their security posture, till now it has been a very rudimentary way, or the very primitive way of representing that one in a qualitative way, where they've been saying that critical, high, medium, low. But today everyone is looking at quantifying that one, put a currency value against that. If I'm looking for this one of the most critical application in my organization, if it gets compromised, what is the impact that the organization will be having in terms of currency? If I go and say you're having 150 million AED as an impact, then obviously it will be making a lot more sense saying that, okay, if I have a 150 million AED, how is that, which is the issues that is causing this high risk for these applications? What is that we are doing it to address the need for this, right? So all these things is something that customers are looking for when it comes to the quantifying the risk. And then obviously, if I have to address the prioritization, need to address the the compliance and regulatory requirements and the quantifying it, it can't be done with the traditional tools. You need to have an AI to make sure that you are driving your cyber risk management. So these are the four big challenges, four big requirements from the security side we've been hearing from our customers and prospects. Now, I just want to know your thoughts on this one as well. So we'll be pulling up a small poll to see what you think about this particular part. Can we have a poll, please? Now, let me move to the next slide. So, to address the earlier four challenges that we've been talking to the security, what is it coming in the way? So one of the things that we've been hearing from the customers is like the way that they've been managing all the information that they've been, I mean, all the assets, all the applications, everything that is there in their network. Most of the organizations, they have a CMDB, which is actually a stale data there because it's a one-way traffic. A lot of teams are maintaining their information, their inventories in the Excel sheet, which is again becoming very difficult to track because there's so many, teams, so many Excel sheets, so many systems are there in the organization as well, which is having all the siloed view of their inventory. The second thing that we are looking at is the ordinal risk scoring. Organizations have been looking at the traditional way of saying that what is the critical, what is the high, what is the medium, what is the low. This is the way that they've been having the risk scoring done. But today, when you go and look at the risk scoring in the quantified way, then you will be able to do a better risk burn down. But because it is still being driven by the traditional way of high, medium, low, critical, it is actually coming in the way of addressing the cybersecurity in this digital world. As the other thing that we also been seeing is like most of the organizations are still relying on the CVSS criticality when it comes to the vulnerabilities. They are not able to still prioritize based on their environment variables. They are not able to take into consideration the security controls that they have implemented, the configuration controls that they have implemented, because of which they are not able to prioritize it well from the risk issues perspective. And then obviously the last and final one is all this information lying in the multiple tools, multiple teams is all having the silos of visibility, but not a comprehensive visibility. One of the things that we've been hearing from the customers is like they've been doing the security from the outside in view perspective, which is the external attack surface management, and they are having the internal attack surface management, two silos being done there. They don't have a way to go and combine these two. It is one of the examples that I wanted to bring. Now, to address this particular piece, what Balbix is bringing is like Balbix is bringing its platform to take you through the journey of the risk reduction. The way that Balbix addresses this one is the first one is by getting the information, getting the visibility into your network, your attack surface by ingesting the data from your existing IT and security tools. We are, and even the data which is maintained in an Excel sheet right now, you can ingest it one time and to maintain it in Balbix, so that you can have a comprehensive visibility of your attack surface through which is being managed through different tools right now with the Balbix. You keep doing that one. You keep using those tools, but your Balbix can take the data from those tools and provide you a centralized registry of your attack surface. Once we have that one, then we go and provide you to way to measure your risk based on how you are going about remediating those risk issues, how you are going to manage those risk issues. So Balbix provides you the different KRAs, which are like the mean time to remediate, mean time to patch, mean open vulnerability age, and different parameters based on which we come out and provide you your risk scores, risk measurement for whatever we have observed for the attack surface that we have got the visibility for. Once I have the visibility into my attack surface, once I have measured it, then we go about burning down your risk. Where do you need to focus first so that you can burn down your risk faster? For example, I always take this one saying that my crown jewels, my domain controllers, my critical applications on which my business is dependent on. Those assets, assets will be having highest priority, and you need to make sure that you are fixing the risk issues first. If and so that you know like what is that you are going to maintain it. So if you see in this particular graph, Balbix comes out and provides you the visibility across your attack surface, provides you the risk measure, like where your risk issues are, how they are affecting you, or how it will be having an impact on the organization, and help you to burn down the risk in a way that you can actually bring it down faster, and then maintain it at the acceptable level. When I talk about the maintain, it is not that you will be able to have a flat line there, but what we do is like we keep providing you a continuous visibility into your risk issues. Make sure that you're fixing them in a much more aggressive or faster, cadence than having a longer cadence, so that you can maintain it at the acceptable level. It might go for a day, but as soon as you fix it, it is again back onto the acceptable level. So Balbix takes you through the risk reduction journey by providing you the visibility into your attack surface, provide you the risk measurement, and then help you to burn down the risk by focusing where you need to, which are the ones which you need to fix first. With this, I also want to take your feedback on what is your prioritization. Do you have a prioritization already in place? Are you planning? So I wanted to take. So can you bring up the poll, please? So let me move to the next slide. So with this, how the Balbix is addressing, what are the different use cases that Balbix is bringing in? So Balbix, there's a lot of solutions which are actually addressing the points, right? Point solutions. Either you're looking at having the visibility into your attack surface management, there is a solution. If you're looking at the prioritization, then there is a solution. And if you're looking at the CRQ, then there is a solution. That means like if you want to have all these three things to be done, where you can have the complete visibility into your attack surface, prioritize your risk issues, and go and burn down based on those prioritization, and also quantify the risk, then you need to have three different tools. But with the Balbix, we are providing all these three capabilities from one single platform and that too in a seamless way, where we'll be able to go and get the complete visibility into your attack surface management through a CASM. CASM is a Gartner coined term, which is the cyber asset attack surface management, where we go and get the complete visibility into your asset inventory, which is there in your network, from the application, from the hardwares, from the operating systems, from the softwares, everything that we are going to have it, a complete registry of that one, and track it and keep that one updated. The second is like when I have this particular information about the inventory, then we go for the prioritization. That's where Balbix brings it, risk-based vulnerability management into picture, where it goes and prioritizes the risk based on not only the severity, but on the threat information that we take from the threat feeds, but we also take the environmental variables from your environment, from the from the customer's environment, which are the security controls and the exposure. That is how you go and look at where I have placed my assets. Am I really exposed to this particular vulnerability? Maybe I have a port that is disabled, which is actually used for exploiting. All those exposure, which is specific to that particular organization, is taken into consideration to provide you the prioritization. And then we go and do the quantification of that particular assets and against those risks, and tell you like where is your risk, what is the risk to the organization, for the organization where the risk, maximum risk is coming from, which application, which assets, which business unit, which group or technological unit, or which department. You can look at all these different permutations and combinations, saying that where am I seeing my risk that is coming from, whichever way that you wanted to visualize your risk from. That is what the cyber risk quantification does, by providing you the quantifying the risk at the organization level, then bring it down at the group level, and then bring it down at the individual asset level as well. And this CRQ again feeds the information into risk-based vulnerability management, so that you can go and do the remediation process. All these three use cases is actually managed through the Balbix dashboards, reporting, workflows, and compliance automation part, where we provide you the board level reporting, executive dashboarding and reporting, complete automation from the remediation perspective, have the workflows for the alerts and notifications, have the configurable, dynamic, and flexible dashboarding based on different use cases that you are looking at. Those use cases can be a continuous use case that you are looking at, or those use cases can be something that you are looking at a specific project and you're ending it. I'll give an example. If I have a end of life operating system, which is one of the most critical vulnerable, critical risk issues that we see it in the organization, because that is the open doors for the ransomware attacks. And when you have the end of life operating system, or when you are about to have an end of life for a specific group of operating system, then you can drive the entire remediation project from the balance by tracking that one, getting the progress and everything. And once that project is done, you are done with that. Similarly, if I'm looking at having a critical with ransomware and malware related risk issues to be fixed, I will go and do that one for my crown jewels or my material and the most critical assets, track that one, make sure those issues are identified and fixed within maybe 7 days or 8 days or 10 days, whatever time it is. That is a continuous project. Everything is done from the Balbix itself. I'll be showcasing that one in the demonstration. Now, when it comes to the Balbix, so Balbix has, if you see, this is what happens within the Balbix frame. Left side is what you see the different data sources which ingest the data into the Balbix. And the right side is the information that you see what comes out as an outcome based on the data that you are ingesting. And all the things that is in the middle is what is computed by the Balbix. So this is one of the most complex things, because you're taking the information from different data sources, crunch that data, process that data, and provide a proper outcome which is more actionable, explainable, and also something that you have a complete hold on, right? So for this one, Balbix uses AI capability. Everything that you see it here is an AI model which is used for that one. So we use AI models, for example, the LLMs, the PGMs, etc., which are actually purpose built to solve specific data science problems. For example, when I ingest the data from 10 different sources, if the same set of assets are coming from all 10 different data sources, one of the Balbix algorithm is the host enumeration logic, which actually deduplicates the data, correlates the data, and provides you a consolidated view for that one. So if the one asset is coming from all 10 data sources, it will not show 10 entries, but it will show only one entry. But all the data that is coming from 10 different data sources, different data is populated under that particular asset. So that is one of the LLMs that we use which you see it as the first step in the Balbix. Right. So with this, I just want to have another poll to take a view on what do you think about the cyber risk quantification? Is it something that you are planning at? You have already implemented? Are you planning? If you are something that you're actively looking for, what is that you think about? So can you bring up the poll, please? Okay. Now, so Balbix outcomes. So it's very, the way that Balbix works is like it takes all the information from your network, provides you the visibility across your assets or across your risk issues, quantify them, prioritize them, quantify them, and provides you the proper risk results through the report. So with this, our customers are able to identify 30% more assets beyond the pre-Balbix visibility. One of our customers, they felt like they have got only around 12,000 assets. But when they started to ingest the data from all the different data sources, where we are able to deduplicate the data and provide them, they found they have got almost like around 19,000 assets in their organization. So this is the amount of visibility that we are able to bring into the customer, to the organizations, which they never had a view of because of all the silos. We are able to provide, help them to reduce their mean time to remediate by 40% and the risk by 35% within 6 months. The way that we do it is like we go and make sure that we are getting the information about the risk issues, help them to say, like, where those risk issues has to be fixed, what should be the cadence, track those cadence of the remediation, and show them the proper metrics saying that what it was when it was started and what it is after 6 months after we have been having a rigorous remediation process defined in the Balbix. We're able to help to save around $1.2 million in the tool consolidation part. The way that it works is like one of our large customers, they have got around 3 different EDR tools that are being used. When they said like we are using 3 different, and I don't know which one is actually used across my organization, we're able to clearly showcase which was the EDR which is mostly deployed and which is actually helping them to get the most, helping them to mitigate more risk, right? So that is from the coverage perspective, and also having a more up-to-date, up-to-date signatures that have been maintained, because they have been maintained well. So they were able to say like, okay, we'll keep this one and then we'll be getting rid of others, because obviously my coverage is very less for those tools that we are having. Similarly, on the different tools that they've been using on the security side, like the vulnerability assessment or management tools, all those things we're able to help them to reduce it. And obviously, we're able to increase our productivity for the organization, because we have been very well structured process in identifying the risk issues, having exact risk issues that needs to be fixed, and providing them the way to remediate. That is how the Balbix is able to help them to improve. Now, with this, I'm going for the demonstration. Please keep dropping any questions that you have it in the chat, in the question and answers window. So I will answer immediately after this demo. We'll be taking around 10 minutes for the demo, and we'll go straight into the answering your questions. So this is the Balbix. So as soon as you log into the Balbix, this is what you see it. At the top, you see different cards. So we have got the breach risk, breach likelihood, breach impact, analyzed assets, total number of assets, and total number of assets which are with risk issues. So breach risk, if you see here, we are actually have got everything calculated in the currency terms. Here it is the US dollars, and we have got it. So if you see the total number of analyzed assets is 148,000 assets, which actually relate to the 320, because this $327 million is the impact that the organization has. Similarly, I have 101,000 assets, which is having the risk issues, which is actually contributing to the 278. Because this is the total impact, and the entire enterprise gets compromised. Because I have a 85% likelihood of getting breached, and those are coming from these 101,000 assets. That is why we are having a $278 million. That's how you see. And then what you see at the below is all the different dashboards. So we have got the dashboards, which are out-of-the-box dashboards, and then we have got the custom dashboards as well. So out-of-the-box dashboards gives you the view into your asset inventory. One thing that happens with the Balbix is like as soon as you ingest the data, all this data gets populated by itself. So which means the entire configuration, the entire analysis part, the AI which helps you to deduplicate the data, provide you the risk, everything is done from the backend. All you need to do is provide the data sources to the Balbix, and it will go ahead and provide you the information in the dashboard. It provides you the complete information about your inventory, where they are, how many assets that they are. If I just go and click here, it tells me like in US, on the West Coast, I have these are the cities where I have these many assets, all this information. If I want to know how many of the desktops and laptops that I have 32,000 desktop laptops. I have 107,000 assets, which are servers. All those information is provided, where they are, which site that they are, everything, right? So this is something that you will be able to get from the Balbix, complete visibility about your inventory and where they are. Once I have this information, then I go for the risk issues. If I look into my risk snapshot for the entire enterprise, we will be able to see what is the risk likelihood. If I have to give the definition for the likelihood, likelihood is what is the probability of my organization or a group of assets in my organization or an individual asset in my organization is from breach perspective because of the risk issues that we have on that particular asset or group of assets or at the enterprise level. That is what we call it as likelihood. Similarly, if I talk about what is the impact is nothing but what is the consequence the organization will have in terms of currency, if a breach happens, or if a specific individual asset or a group of asset or the entire enterprise happens. In this case, if I just see it, the breach impact for the entire enterprise is 327 million. But at the same time, if I want to look at the specific assets like desktop, laptop, or a networking asset, or my domain controllers, it will be having you. It will provide you for that particular asset what is the impact. It provides you the information about the perimeter assets, the core assets. Like perimeter assets are the one which is having a direct interface to the internet. Core assets are the one which is the other side, which doesn't have a direct interface to the internet. And it provides me the information saying that how it is. Similarly, all the different asset types, the categorization of the asset happens automatically in the all those assets are categorized and gives you the percentage in the likelihood, right? So likelihood is always calculated in percentage terms. What is the likelihood? So if I see my desktop laptops is having the highest percentage of getting breach, likelihood of getting breach with 86%, and second is the servers, which is 85%. Least is the networking asset. Unpatched vulnerabilities is the one which is having the highest impact from the risk perspective for the organization, which is at 89%, and misconfiguration is 46%. When I have this information, the question is like, what next? What next is what it shows you everything in the prioritized way, prescriptive, prioritized, and a prescriptive way. If I see that there is a insecure services is running, I go and select it is running on one asset. Anything that you see with the blue, when I click it here, it takes me to that single asset. What is the problem? What is the solution? If I just go and click here on this one, it takes me to that particular asset. It tells me which asset is that and where it is present and what is the risk that I see. I see it as $63 million as a risk for this particular asset, right? Let me come back again here. Go to the risk snapshot. Who are the risk owners? How many assets that they have with the risk issues? What is the breach likelihood trend and where they are, right? So this is what we provided. Now, one thing that we also do is like we support from the cloud, and we provide a complete segregation of the cloud assets for your quick reference, which we go and talk about the cloud here. In the cloud, you get the complete information about saying that what is the different resources that we have it from the cloud, all the different clouds. So we support AWS, GCP, Azure. And if I wanted to, segregate have a filter it out, saying that I wanted to look at the Azure and I apply it, so it shows me the Azure assets, resources only. Similarly, if I just go ahead and say like I wanted to have a GCP, it will show me the GCP. So this is how you can go and look at any information that you're looking at across your network is at your fingertips. Now, when I go with all these things, one thing that is very critical for is like, how do we do the prioritization? When I look at the prioritization, we provide a proper way of looking at the prioritization and how you can run those prioritization projects. So if you see here, these are all the vulnerabilities that we see it in our organization. So just bear with me. It will be coming up in a moment. But this is for the entire organization. Now, when we go about remediating the project, we wanted to know where I need to focus. Balbix goes and prioritizes each and every CV in an organization, the vulnerabilities on the rank based on the Balbix score. When it comes, how did you rank these things? If I just go and click here, it provides me the information saying that how am I ranking this particular one as the two. It says like, where am I getting all this information? What is the affected software? What is the common weakness enumeration and all those stuff. It gives me like where this information can be brought, like there are all the different links. But most important thing is this one. It tells me how am I able to come out with the Balbix score. It has got the high severity. It has got the high threat. How did we know about this threat? Because we have got the threat here, which shows like there is a lot of threat chatter that is going on. There's a lot of activity, exploitable toolkits that are available. This is linked to the ransomware, malware, and CISA, and the breaches have happened in the past as well. So that's how we go and provide you. And then the exposure, is it exposed based on your environmental variables, like the port are open or it is a configuration is not there, due to which you have got the high exposure and all, and then the impact. We also provide you what is the efficacy of your security controls that we have seen it here. If I just need to know what are those security controls that I have it, I can go and look into the mitigation. It provides all the security controls that we are seeing it across the assets which is having this particular vulnerability. We also provide you the exact remediation, saying that what is the remediation that you see here. Right? So this provides you a complete information saying that how much what is the risk issue, what is the rank of that one, what exact fix I need to apply to get rid of this particular issue. And everything is provided. We are the first one to come. Today, I've seen few solutions are coming, but we are the first one to come and map each and every vulnerability in your environment to a MITRE TTPs, MITRE attack TTP, tactics, techniques, and procedures. And we provide that. This is important because if I have to go and look into the efficacy of your organization, efficacy of your EDR tools, security tools that is there in your organization, I need to make sure I need to, how these vulnerabilities or these risk issues can be exploited. And that I will be able to know if I know what is the tactics, techniques, and procedures which can be used for exploiting. And then because I also know what are the security controls that you have, I'll be able to, we go and take the feed from the MITRE Ingenuity, which helps us to tell you if the specific EDR vendor tool is capable of mitigating the threat coming from this vulnerability or not. And that's how we go and provide you the efficacy of your security control. Now, when I look into this particular part, this is something that what we've been seeing it, right? So saying that, what is in the, all the vulnerabilities. But if I just take a simple workflow and run through that particular part on remediation, how does it look like? If I just take, I've got entire 225,000 assets. So if I just say like I'm looking for only servers, I'm in servers, I'm looking for Microsoft. And I'm saying that I'm looking for only operating system of one. And then I'm saying that I'm looking for the critical which are actually linked with the ransomware and malware. And if I just go and apply, what happens is like this comes down from 10,000 or 25,000 and odd to 27. That means your crown jewels, which are your servers, which are running Windows operating system, and it is having the vulnerabilities which are linked to the ransomware and malware. You need to go and look for that one. So it has come down to this. Now what? I can go and take an action where I can go and raise a ticket. You can integrate with your ticketing system and you can raise a ticket, assign it to the right group with the right prioritization. You can do it. Second, you can go and create a project. And this is a remediation project. If I just go ahead and create a project, I can go and select that one. And when it comes, it says like there are 43 unique vulnerabilities, which is actually affecting, total instances of that one is 223,000 instances. If I just go to the next, I can go and say like MSOS remediation project 1. I go and assign, say that what is the due date? I say like 1 month. I go and assign it to Bala, and I can go and assign it to. So I go and assign this one, and then I say like I'm going for a strategic fix, review, create and view the project. When I come, the projects will be created here, which I can go and track it from this particular place. I'll know how many have been fixed, how much is still pending on a daily, weekly basis. I'll be able to track it. That is the remediation project that will come. So it will take. So if you see here, all these projects have been created right now. So if I just say this is a remediation project which has been completed with the 100%, something that I've just run just now, you'll be able to see the MS OS project 1 will be also be here, which would have been created, right? So all these things would have been created. If I just click on this, it tells me how many have been fixed, how they have been fixing these risk issues. What is the fix view? If I just click here, it tells me how many are pending, how many are completed, all those information. And I can send this one as a report as well, saying that send this. And it will be sent, and I can subscribe to it as well. This is how you go and track your remediation project. Now, one thing that I wanted to take you through now is cyber risk quantification part. How do we go and present all the information to the management, to the board? How do we go and take action from the risk perspective? I sent that particular report over my email. So I have got my email here. So if I just go and open my email, and it will come up and shows you with the email here. This is how the report will look like over the email. We can generate, and we will be able to get, right? It says like it has been past due date, how many have done, how we are progressing, all this information. You'll be able to see it. Now, I wanted to share the way that we go and represent. So if I just go into the board level report, in the board level report, we go and tell you like, what is the breach risk and the type? What is the, if I wanted to go and say like, what are my different business units or the different technology or departments or the data, how the way that we keep it, what is the risk that we see? My financial data is with the highest risk, which is having the $176 million. Similarly, what is the total enterprise risk? I'm seeing at 327 with the 85% likelihood, it is at $278 million. How is my mean time to remediate look like? It is at 227 days. Average that we have seen it in the industry is like less than 90, around 75 to 80 days. And anything that is less than that one, that means like you are doing a little bit better, but the best companies that are maintaining this one from cybersecurity posture perspective is somewhere around 20 to 25 days. We go and provide you the information based on your different business units, how the risk likelihood of the risk looks like for those business units here. Similarly, because of my security controls, how much I'm able to reduce the risk from 93% to 89% across mine. So that means that you need to have a better solutions, better tools, better coverage, so that you can see the ROI coming up here. So we are showing it for one of the areas. So maybe this might not have a full coverage. So once you have a full coverage, you'll be able to get it better. Similarly, if I just go and show here from the security control perspective, this is how the overall security controls ROI looks like. How is my breach risk based on the business unit, breach risk based on the site, and based on the units, and where it is. So all these ones, and these are all can be built within few minutes. And then we go for the executive view. In the executive view, it will be similar things that we can build it and we can provide it to them. There is a risk owner, James Smith. How is the James Smith's total risk looks like? His total impact for the assets which he owns is 75 million. He is maintaining a very healthy likelihood, which is 29%, which is really good, because of which his risk is around 22 million. At the same time, JJ James, who is another risk owner, is having the same amount, but because his likelihood is on the higher side, which is at 54%, his total risk is at 40%. We also help the organizations to have a view of their critical systems. Based on the critical systems, you can know, how your critical systems are performing, how is the risk looks like for them, how is my likelihood trend looks like, how we are performing my MTTP for them, how is my ROI looks like from the security controls perspective. If you see here, this is the security control, which is a little bit better from the overall perspective, right? Because you have got $27 million risk reduction because of your security controls that you have it at the enterprise level. And we also help on the different ones, if you're going for the regulatory ones or the cybersecurity framework that we are looking at. So we provide this cybersecurity framework dashboard where you can track it in the Balbix. We do support both NIST 1.1 as well as NIS 2.0 that has come. We support both, and we will be able to provide you the dashboard and visibility based on the information that we already have. Is all you can see. With that, I covered. So we are just scratched. We are giving a very high level view. We can actually do for the customers a much more deep dive presentation workshop, technical workshop, where we going to take a lot more use cases to showcase to them. Because of this webinar, there is a navigator in which I wanted to quick glimpse of the Balbix platform and its capability at the high level. I provided that one. For the deep dive, please do connect with TRINEXIA so that we can have those deep dive technical sessions for you, for your customers. Right. So let me see how we are doing it on the questions front. So let's see.
Bala, all the questions are in the chat box.
Okay, perfect. So let me start from the top. Okay. Okay. Does the CRQ algorithm takes into account the regional aspects such as the Europe, US, or UAE as a region? Yes, we do take that one, right? Because when we go for the location, when we go and configure the CRQ, we go and definitely ask you like which region that you are looking for, where you are, where you are based out of, so that we can take into consideration the local regulations and compliances that will be coming into the picture when we go and calculate the cyber risk quantifications. Yes, we take region-wise the cyber risk quantification. How is Balbix licensed? Balbix is licensed per asset per application. So if you have got 20,000 assets, when I talk about assets, it is a OSI instance and the resources of the cloud perspective. So we treat that one as one, and we go and license based on those. If you are having the application side, like you have got the you're using the application security tools like DAST and SAST, and you are having it, then we go on license based on the number of applications. What is the evaluation process and how long does it take? So evaluation process for us is like really quick. So because our evaluation process takes around 2 weeks. One of the things that I have in my slide is also the same. Where we go and take on day 1 and 2, we go and do the data ingestion. We hardly take around a couple of hours to configure the connectors to the APIs, ingest the data, and take around 48 hours to process all the data, have all the information populated. On day 3, at the end of the day 2, you have every data populated on your dashboard. We go and showcase all the capabilities, different use cases, generate the cyber risk assessment reports for you, and provide it to you. So all these things takes 2 weeks. How does it quantify each risk? Is it based on some standard approach by the tool or based on the manual input for each asset from business? Because as per my understanding, this requires a through exercise along with business in order to determine the asset value. You are right. If you are using if you don't have the visibility into what you have in your network, what role that they are playing in your network, what is the criticality of those assets for you in your network, for your organization, then obviously you need to do a lot of heavy lifting, which you do it with the any CRQ tool that you are doing. But the way that Balbix approach is like it goes and have the registry for you from your asset perspective, what role and what is the criticality that it is having it for your organization. We all do that one automatically with the Balbix. Based on that, we go and do the quantification really fast. So for all these things to do it, it is like, for us, it is everything can be done in the Balbix automatically, or in case we also provide you to make the changes to in the Balbix, so that if the owner wants to tweak it, you can always tweak that particular part. So it is really quick. It is not those traditional fair-based model where it needs a lot of heavy lifting. I remember like one of our current customer, he started the CRQ journey in 2018 with some other tool. They had to shelve it within a few months itself because they felt like they don't have all the information. When we went ahead and we approached and we provided our approach, actually, they were not able to achieve anything from the earlier one, but within that time, the time that they took to know that they are not ready, we were able to completely deploy it. So it is one of the food and beverages company in the world, like one of the largest. So they have implemented and they have actually got this one done within 3 months. Everything end to end, that is, have the complete visibility, complete risk-based vulnerability management, and quantify it, and have those burn down risk process started and have that one in place within 3 months. How long does it take to see the ROI from Balbix? ROI from the Balbix, as I already mentioned it, you can see it within the first quarter itself, depending on how big it is. I'm just taking a large enterprise. You should be able to see an ROI within the first 3 months itself, where you are starting to burn down your risk, right? So that's where I see you are seeing you are getting the ROI. Do you have any customers in the region? Yes, we do have the customers in the region. One of the largest aluminum manufacturer is our customer. So we have one of the banks as well. So these are the ones which we have in the region. So we are happy to provide you more details one-to-one because of the confidentiality. So we are not able to share it, but we do have the customers in the region. Please do drop any questions on the chat window. Happy to address them. Or if you want to reach out to us separately, you have all the details from the TRINEXIA perspective, and they will put us through to you, and we'll be happy to address more details.
Thank you for that, Bala. Much appreciated. Sandeep, anything from your side?
Nothing, thanks. Once again, thanks everybody for joining in and giving us this opportunity to talk about Balbix and our value proposition. As Bala mentioned, we are really redefining this marketplace. We have customers in this region. We are fully committed towards building up Middle East as a region for Balbix. And we would be happy to address customer queries or work with them on their cyber risk management journey. Do give us a call. We will be available for the discussion. So any questions or queries, please do get back to us.
Awesome. Thank you, Sandeep. To everyone in attendance, thank you very much for joining us. If you have any additional questions or would like to reach out to the Balbix team, please just let us know. My details, everyone's details should be in the invitation. So if you have any questions, please just drop them through to us. If you'd like to have a more in-depth look, we can definitely arrange something like that. So yeah, thank you very much, everyone, for attending. We look forward to hearing from you soon, and yeah, have the good rest of your week.